You know where Amazon started? Who's old enough to remember? Amazon started selling books. Barely a blip on the radar. Who could have foretold that they would end up being a massive disruptor and innovator in the retail market? Hell, I just bought, literally before I went live here, I just bought a few items on Amazon. And I'm fixing to buy some more stuff this afternoon. In all seriousness, not for everybody, but for your average person, certainly people I meet, we're all on the Amazon. We're all on the Amazon. We're all about that life. Them packages being dropped in as we speak. I know I'm on a first name basis with at least 3 Amazon drivers. Shout out to Amazon delivery people working hard. Now listen, Amazon and Hyundai announced a big deal. This is a big deal.